Hi, and welcome to the Shai Show. I'm Shai. A few of the things that mattered the most to me, that were relevant to me, from this week's Parsha, as well as this month of Elul, the month of Elul, the month before Rosh Hashanah. The idea that stood out to me was that from a friend of mine, someone I'd like to call a friend, a Rabbi Lebo Lamb. He was once giving over an aphorism, a one-liner, if you will, from Rabbi Simcha Zissel, known as the Alter from Kelm. Sometimes when you hear these one-liners, it sounds like a joke, but it's no joke, not sarcastic. He said that the Torah is split up into three parts. The first is simplicity. The second, complexity. And C, simplicity. So which one of these things is not like the other?
I think I know.
So simplicity, complexity, simplicity. So maybe if we looked in the benching for Rosh Chodesh, because Rosh Hashanah is coming up, and Rosh Hashanah is also Rosh Chodesh, that we see in the benching, before the benching for Rosh Chodesh, that we say in the synagogue before the coming of that holiday. We ask for Yireh Shamayim, and then we go on a list about how we ask for wealth, for honor, for lack of embarrassment and shame, and then we come back in the list again and we ask for Yireh Shamayim, having awe of heaven, having a certain amount of yireh, a certain amount of fear, not a trembling kind of fear, but more of a awe kind of fear. So again, which one of these things is not like the other? Yireh Shamayim, a whole list of things, and then Yireh Shamayim again.
Pick me, I know.
So one answer is there's the type of Yireh Shamayim a person can have before they have wealth and honor and popularity and all these things. That's one type of test to remember who's in charge when we're lacking. And then there's another type of Yireh Shamayim, recognizing why we're here, the relationship that we're meant to have, after we have the things like the wealth, the honor, and the freedom from embarrassment. But what lesson are we taking out from simplicity, complexity, simplicity?
Oh, I like that word.
Complexity?
Complexity.
I remember that. So we find a similar pattern in the blowing of the shofar. So when we're blowing the shofar, there's blowing it in a broken way, beep, 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 beep. There's the straight way, beep, and then there's, again, the broken way, beep, beep, beep. So which one of these things is not like the other? So maybe we can understand this, that the idea that every good thing in life typically begins with a naive and beautiful simplicity. Like the way, when you first come into the world and you're a child and you're looking to your parents like they're the sun and the moon. Or when a child, the first time he's learning the alphabet, the Hebrew alphabet, he says a letter and he licks up a little bit of honey that it has like a sweetness to it. Or when a bride and groom get married and everywhere they go they stand like celebrities posing for pictures. Or generating song everywhere they go. Oh, so all those pictures and memories are purposely preserved and remain, I would say, like in the mantelpiece in our minds. So too, there's maybe a concept that we can view our relationship with Hashem, our relationship with God, and the new year with the idea of hope and idealism. It's very easy to forget, like when a child first starts, goes to school, he's excited to go, and by the second week, all those super sharpened number 2 pencils are already dulled, and his backpack is already lined with peanut butter, and lost notes sent home from the teacher, and school being seemingly simple with all these new subjects are already becoming complex. So what's going on? So a person, if one person were to stop at this point and have like a certain sense of frustration that might yield a certain type of disappointment, disillusionment, cynicism, terminal cynicism, and possibly even a kind of depression. Right?
Oh, no.
So one choice is to go back and be childish and drift backwards and go to Never Never Land. But eventually, that movie you're watching, Chas v'Shalom, it comes to an end, and the realities and complexities of life are there more than ever, staring a person in the face. So it seems maybe a healthy approach, a better, healthier, positive approach, admittedly could be the more difficult one, is this lesson from the shofar. So don't stop moving. So at first, it was there was a certain type of simplicity, and then it became complex. But keep going, keep moving forward. Anticipation, meaning having like a mature anticipation of a simplicity, meaning you understand that things are complicated, but you also understand that the way we're going to get through it is focusing that ultimately it is simple, it is meant for us to pass and to do well, and to take a lesson from David HaMelech, King David, who says, he says, strengthen and fortify your heart and hope to Hashem. And then, he says, hope to Hashem, strengthen and fortify your heart, that this is in times when things are seeming complex, and then simply hope to Hashem. Understand that by anticipating and working towards good things that are coming your way, good things will come your way. So anticipating good things that will come your way will bring these good things. Thank you so much for coming by. I will see you next week, and please leave any comments or question in the space below. As well as a few, I want to say it again.